So Mario Party Superstars was announced just a little over a week ago, and if you've seen my reaction, you would know that I am very excited that this is kind of going back to what Mario Party was all about. I believe that Super Mario Party was a step in the right direction, going back towards like the actual Mario Party gameplay, but the only main issue that I have with it is the boards. The boards are too small and there aren't enough. Most of the minigames there are pretty good. There are a few bad eggs, but every Mario Party has a few bad eggs. But today, we're here to talk about the new one. We're going to talk about why I'm excited for it. We're going to talk about things that I hope could be added, whether immediately or maybe just a little bit down the line. And then we're going to talk about a few things that I'm not too excited about. One or two of them could be major, but the others, just little minor things. So without any further ado, let's talk about why I'm so excited for Mario Party Superstars. So first of all, the thing that I'm probably most excited about, and if anybody has played Mario Party the top 100, you're probably excited about this too. They're finally bringing back actual boards from the past. It's not just going to be a singular board that's grid based and very small. It's actual boards. The three boards that we have confirmed are Peach's Birthday Cake, Spaceland, and Woody Woods. Now, I enjoy Spaceland and Woody Woods. Peach's Birthday Cake, on the other hand, I'm not the most fond of, but I think they've made a few changes in it that might make me appreciate it just a little more. On Peach's Birthday Cake, the happening, or I guess now event spaces, would allow you to pay coins to allow a piranha plant or a strawberry or whatever they called it to steal a star from somebody else. You would pay up 30 coins, and if they landed on that happening space that you put it on, they would steal a star. What they did this time is the happening spaces that are next to each other, if you land on either one of them, there is one little section for it that you can plant a piranha, and it'll steal if you're on either one of those. But they also added in an option to allow the piranha to steal coins, but you pay a lot less for it. So it gives basically everybody a chance to be able to plant them, and it can prevent others from just planting always, steal stars. And I think that'll make it just a little less frustrating. But when it comes to the piranhas, I'm not sure how I feel about them disappearing just yet. I'll probably have to play a few times on the board itself to be able to fully have that in my head if I like it or not. But the other thing that I wanted to talk about with Peach's Birthday Cake is Koopa is back. Koopa is at his spot that he was normally at. So that would make me think that if you pass by Koopa, you'll get 10 coins, and then in the last 5 turns, you'll probably get 20 coins. So with Koopa being back, I was wondering if maybe Baby Bowser was also back on the Mario Party 2 board to, steal 5 coins from you, or in the slight off chance, give you 5 coins. But when I looked at the boards, he wasn't there. So is it just Koopa for Mario Party 1 that's going to be back? Or are other things also going to be back, for other Mario parties? Now, I know I'm not unique in being excited and happy that the dice is now back to normal. It's now 1 to 10. It's not 1 to 6. I understand it was 1 to 6 for Super Mario Party because, the boards were small. But having the big boards back and having the 1 to 10 back, it's really starting to make me, feel like I'm getting back to what Mario Party was all about. Now, I didn't hate how Super Mario Party did it. I understood the 1 to 6 and I understood the character dice, but I feel like if you're going to do something like that, have it be its own mode. I feel like if you had just the normal Mario Party as its own main mode, and then you had a side mode where all the characters had their own specific dice, I think people would eat that up. You get both choices. Now, do I think they're going to do that? Now, as of right now, I don't have full faith in ND Cube thinking of something that creative, but I'm just happy that it's kind of back to the normal things. Speaking of bringing back something that hasn't been here in a while, Chance Time is back. It hasn't been here since I think Mario Party 6? 7? It was 6 or 7. I think it was 6, honestly, but it has been a while since Chance Time has actually been here. Chance time is looking a little more difficult than it has been to time up a few things. In the past, you could usually time up 1, maybe 2 things. Here, maybe 1, because then it gets pretty fast. Now, if hidden blocks hadn't come in Super Mario Party, I'd probably be super excited to see them back, because they haven't really been themselves since Mario Party 4. Mario Party 4 was the last time we had true hidden blocks before Super Mario Party. Yeah, 5 did have some sort of hidden block kind of thing, but it only gave you 10 coins. That's all it did. It didn't give you a star. It didn't give you items. It just gave you coins. And the last thing that I want to talk about with the boards is that we actually now have dual games. We have battle spaces and actual battle games. Those are nice to have back as well. Now, the dual games work just how it used to work in like Mario Party 2 and 3, where you would just battle for coins. Personally, I think I'm fine with that. I just would also like to have the option for the star, maybe somewhere down the line. All right, now we're done talking about the boards. Now we're going to talk about something that I probably should have started with, and that's just the controls. No longer are we only able to use Joy-Cons. We're able to use our Pro controllers. We're able to use Nintendo Switch Lites. We're able to use the double Joy-Con, the sideways Joy-Con. We're able to use probably even fucking GameCube controllers. We're able to use whatever we want, and that's nice. It's welcome. I'm happy for it. That was probably my biggest complaint about Super Mario Party. The fact that I could only use a singular Joy-Con. And that right there, that alone is why I am not shocked that this isn't DLC for Super Mario Party. Because you cannot tell me that they were just going to add this onto Super Mario Party when you have these conflicting things about just using a singular Joy-Con. If you told people that they could play all these old boards, old mini games, old modes maybe, you know, all these different things, but you could only use a singular Joy-Con, that probably would turn a good amount of people off. But now that you tell them that they can use their actual other controllers that they probably should have been able to use from the start, yeah, they're gonna be fine with that. Now let's talk a little bit about the mini games. There's some fucking good ones. We got games like Mushroom Mix Up, Facelift, Flying With Me, Eats a Pizza, Book Squirm, Walk Goes Up, Rapid River Race. There's so many good mini games. Now this is going to be a point for like things that I'm not too happy about, but I'm just gonna move it here because why not? Like there's only like 3 or 4 mini games that I'm not happy with. But in the grand scheme of things, we know about like 60 mini games and there's only 3 or 4 I don't like. That's a good ratio. And now, I'll tell you the ones that I'm not too happy about. Honeycomb Havoc takes too long. Skewer Scurry, I feel like that's broken. Maybe they fixed it, maybe they made it faster, so we'll see. Beach Volley Folly, it's just fucking volleyball. If you want to leave it as the extra mode that it was, fine, but as a minigame, it's just fucking volleyball. And I want to see how they do bumper balls. Bumper balls would almost always end up in a draw of some kind, and then they decided, hey, we'll fix it for the top 100 and make every single time you play it last 4 fucking seconds. I'm hopeful that they'll make something work, but time will tell. But the game that I'm probably most shocked to see I was shocked to see it in the top 100, and that's Tug of War. The minigame that they were getting sued over is the mini game that's making it into these games. Now I can understand it in like the top 100 because you probably if I remember correctly, you were spinning the stylus on the screen. So the only way that I can probably see it working here is if they make you mash the A button or something like that. They probably could make you spin the stick on the Switch controller, but I feel like I'd be shocked if I actually saw that happen. Alright, next up, the items are back. We got a lot of the old items, Skeleton Key, the double dice, the triple dice, the warp pipe which replaces the magic lamp, which honestly, I think I'm okay with because they want to make it faster. When you were looking at a lot of the things, they were making a lot of things go by faster. And that'll kind of be like the next thing that I talk about, so I won't talk about that too much right now. But items are back. Skeleton Key, the mushroom from Super Mario Party is there, as well as the dice, so you kind of can use either one. We got the warp block. It's just, I'm so excited for the items to be back, and they can be used on basically any board. By what we saw, we could see like the double dice being used on the Mario Party 1 board, and that's going to make the Mario Party 1 boards more fun, or I guess board in this case. Now, I'm sure there's going to be some items that you can't use on some boards, like with Peach's birthday cake. There are no skeleton key doors, so there's probably not going to be skeleton keys on that board. Next up, we're going to talk about the Super Mario Party aesthetic that's been going through this game. Obviously, they took Super Mario Party's design and just transferred it over to this game. The screen where you get your coins after a minigame, the exact same. Some of the designs for the UI when you're playing the game, the exact same. Toadette carrying the star, the exact same. Toad hosting, the exact same. And I don't think I really hate it. Yeah, I probably would have preferred Toad and Toadette to be able to just be in the game playable, because I know there's a lot of people who want to play as them, but me personally, I'm not too upset by it. And another one of the complaints that I had with Super Mario Party is that whenever you collected a star, Toadette would take her sweet time traveling over to the next spot for the star. This time, you collect the star, it says you got a star, it adds it, it fades to black, she moves to the next spot, and that's it. And she takes about like 2-3 seconds to move to the spot. Very quick, very seamless, not difficult. She's not hanging on a balloon that takes her there in 30, 40, 50, a minute. Like it doesn't take long, which I like. In the old ones, you collect the star, it would fade to black, it would show you the next spot, the guy would go to it, and that was it. I like that. Make it fast. They added item mini games, and it literally, it says item mini game, and then you're in it right then and there. It's very fast. It doesn't even give you a screen to tell you how to play the game. It tells you how to play the game while you're playing the game. Now, item games are usually, you know, not too difficult to understand. It's either just like press a button, do this, do that, run to this, run to that. So it's understandable why they probably don't have like this whole big thing for it. And even then, dual mini games, they just go right into it. They don't have the wheel. They just say, all right, you're playing the mini game. Here you go. Press start when you're ready. So I just like how it feels a lot faster compared to Super Mario Party. Then we got like the little cinematics at the end. You know, the one that they showed in Spaceland. You got the fucking, I can never remember which ones are thwomps and which ones are womps. I always forget. I think it was Womp that was like in the car chasing you down. And I like that. It's cute. It's fun. And then they got the picture, which is kind of like how they show off the, like in Mario Party 1, where it was like the #1 guy was always in the front, and then the last place guy was like getting shot out of a cannon or something. I like that. I hope they do that on every board, not just like 1 or 2 of the boards or whatever. I just hope there's something different for each board. But of course, the last thing that I'm excited about, and it's the biggest thing, is that everything is online. Every single mode in this game is online. You can play with friends, you can play with people across the world. If you play with friends, you can save the game in the middle of it, turn it off for a few hours if you feel like you can't continue, come back, and then resume. That is huge. There is only one way they could fuck it up, and that's just Nintendo servers being Nintendo's servers. Now we're going to talk about some things that I'm slightly optimistic, or just some things that I hope will come into the game. Some things that they either haven't shown, or some things that I hope will come within the next year after it's released. So the big thing that I'm sure everybody is wanting, give us DLC, either paid or free, something for more boards and more mini games. Like you could package like 3 boards and 15 mini games or something like that, and make it like 10-15 bucks. And I think people would eat it up. People would eat that shit up, so long as you chose the right boards and mini games. Now, I'd love for them to add boards from the GameCube games as well. I don't want this to be only Nintendo 64 after all said and done, but there are so many good boards that they can choose from. I just hope that if they do it, they choose the right ones. Now this one might be just me, or it might be just a few people that might want this, but I want some kind of like solo mode. Bring back like Adventure Island. Bring back even the thing from Super Mario Party. Something where I can just play the mini games and, you know, just go through it and have fun. Because while I love Mario Party for the multiplayer thing, I wouldn't mind just something solo to do. Just, you know, spend like 3-4 hours playing some mini games, going through it, and see if it maybe unlocks like a character or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I wouldn't mind something small like that. I'd also like for the minigame modes to also be from prior Mario parties, if they do have any other minigame modes that isn't just free play. Like the one that I like the most is from Mario Party 9, where you had your 4 people and they would give you 5 different minigames. Everybody would select 3 of those minigames that they would like to play, and then if you picked it only by yourself, you won. That was it, you won. So if you picked a minigame that you knew people were not going to want to play, you would win. But if you picked a minigame with only one other person that picked it, then only you 2 play the minigame. And then there will be some where all 4 of you picked it, and then you would all 4 play it, and then you would get points depending on how well you did in the minigame. And the last thing that I would like them to do that they haven't at least shown yet, give us options for the bonus stars. If we only want it to be specific ones, allow us to have that option rather than it always being random. Also, I wouldn't mind if they allowed us to choose. Maybe we only want 1, 2, or 3 bonus stars per game. Don't force it upon us that, oh, 20 turns, you're only getting 2 bonus stars. Even though in the past 20 turns, every single time you played it, doesn't matter how many turns you did, was always 3. That's another gripe I had with Super Mario Party. Unless you played the full length game, you would only get 2 bonus stars. 3 has always been the minimum. Why have we changed that? So yeah, just give us some kind of option to allow us to either choose which ones or just turn off the randomized bullshit. Because let's be real, some of them are like buying the most items. I can understand maybe like spending the most amount of money in a shop, but the most amount of items, all you have to really do is just buy all the cheap shit, and then you might win the fucking star. Or fucking walk the least. Why should I get rewarded for rolling ones the entire game? Or not using items to get myself further? Like, there's some that are just in my opinion. But to kind of get towards the end here, we're going to talk about a few things that I'm not really excited for, just to kind of end it off. So the first one that I'm sure a lot of people share is the fact that there is only 5 boards. Now, in the past, the minimum was usually always 6. Most of the time it was like 5 and then a secret one, but it would always be at least 6. The first Mario Party had 8, and then I'm pretty sure almost every single one after that until 9 had 6. So unless there is like a secret one, like maybe they'll do it where there's 2 boards per game. Like something that I could think of is they have one from each game right now, and there is a Bowser one in 1 and 2. So we might see like a board come from Mario Party 1 and 3, or we'll see boards coming from 2 and 3, which could leave the option for Mario Party 1's Bowser or Mario Party 2's Bowser boards. I would love for them to do something like that, give us a Bowser board, but again, this is only speculation. Another thing that I'm just a little upset about is the battle spaces. They still disappear. Leave them as they are. You don't need to take them away. Maybe it's because they have too many on the board. We've only seen oh wait, I didn't even think of that. Oh my god, did Mario Party 1's board even have battle spaces? I didn't even think of that. I might show it on the screen. Did that even have a battle space? It might have, but I'm just not remembering it. It could be like in like Bowser section, it could be like towards like the end of the board or something, I don't know. But like that, just like I don't remember seeing one. But yeah, unless there's like 15 battle spaces, why are you making them disappear? However, going off to our last topic, speaking of 15 spaces, let's talk about the lucky spaces. Now, I think the lucky spaces are fine. I think they're fine. I think they're good. They buffed them up, maybe a little too much, because 20 coins for landing on a space, okay. Because, you know, in the past, whenever you landed on like a hidden block, you'd get 20 coins. I could see that. But the hidden blocks were very far and few in between. I did the math. Okay, I did the math and I counted and I figured out that there are 15 lucky spaces on Spaceland, 9 lucky spaces on Birthday Cake, and I think 10, well, is it 10? Actually no, we don't know how many are on Woody Woods, but there are too many in my opinion. 15 out of 95, that's too many. 9 out of 53, that's too many. We're getting like 15, 16, 17% of the spaces are lucky spaces. That's almost a fifth. So I know my video is not going to do anything because I'm small, but they should chop them down. Like I was doing like literal math to figure out what would probably be like a good margin. So I tried to bring it down to like 10, 11%. So the numbers that I came up with is for Beach's Birthday Cake, because there's 53 spaces on that one, bring it down to 6. That'll bring it down to just about 11%. For Spaceland, I did 11, which will bring it to just about 11%. And then I did the Woody Woods. Now, I can't fully tell how many spaces there are, but on the original Woody Woods, there's 94 spaces. And I know that with the other boards, they've taken away a few spaces. So I cut it down by like 3 spaces, because that's about the average of what they've taken from the other 2 boards to 91 now. So I said, all right, I'll give it 10 lucky spaces, and that brings it down to just about 11%. I feel like that 11% is a good spot. I feel like if you have that many, it probably won't feel like too much. And when I was watching the treehouse, it felt like they were landing on lucky spaces every turn. Now, I don't know if it was fixed to make it look like everything that happened was going to happen no matter what. Like maybe that whole gameplay demonstration was just to show off everything, you know, show off the battle, show off the duels, show off the bangs, show off the this, that, and everything else. That could totally be it. They totally could have rigged that to make everything happen as it did. But if that wasn't, there are too many lucky spaces. If you're going to have something that can give me 10, 15, or 20 coins, and I could land on it every turn, if not every other turn, that's a little too much. I feel like with those, they can tone it down just a little. But yeah, I think that's everything that I really wanted to talk about with Mario Party Superstars. I'm very excited for the game. There are some things that, you know, I'm not fully on board with, but I think if push comes to shove, I will be fine with. So let me know down in the comments below. What are you excited about? What are you not so excited about? And are you picking this up day one, or are you maybe waiting for them to add more boards or mini games for DLC? Or are you just waiting for maybe a discount? So with that all being said, thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope to see you all in the next one.